I feel like the tech apocalypse that you guys predicted in Silicon Valley is coming true. Is it your guys' fault, honestly? Like,
Yeah, you could blame us. Definitely our fault.
Oh, you mean the documentary
Yeah,
Silicon
yeah.
Valley?
Thank you guys so much for joining us in the Den. It is the last interview of South by Southwest 2025 for Den of Geek. And we are here with the creatives and cast of Out for Delivery, an incredible short. Chelsea, Deanna, Martin, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Chelsea, I want to start with the idea for this. How did it come together? And I know you had a pretty quick timeline between producing it, writing it, producing it, getting it into these festivals.
Unfortunately, this story was inspired by true events. I learned of a person that we know in the family who decided to pursue end-of-life care. But in the true story, the package went missing completely and was never recovered. And customer service was extremely rude and didn't help anything. And it was the most devastating thing I ever heard. And when the story was told to me, I laughed and I felt terrible about it. And so I decided to try and explore why I maybe felt, that this was a funny situation. And what I came to find in, writing this was that there's just this deep-seated frustration I feel like a lot of us have of convenience culture not being that convenient and actually really stripping us of just day-to-day dignity and joy. And to me, the only thing that kind of recovers that feeling is connecting with our other, fellow humans. When I had this idea, it was around April. I wrote it in July. At the end of July, really, we shot it mid-August. And then I edited it myself and picture locked it by the first week of September and just narrowly made it into the Sundance deadline. So it was very fast.
So how did the casting come together for this and for Martin and Deanna? What attracted you to this script that has obviously kind of an emotional center to it, but then some really amazing comedic timing between the two of you?
Well, casting wise, I wrote this part for Deanna. There was no one else in the world that I wanted to play it. I knew it was going to be for them. And I just knew that it was going to be perfect. And I technically wrote it with Martin in mind, but never, didn't think, oh, we're definitely going to send it to him. But Clint insisted. So if you guys want to talk about it.
I'm lucky to have creative and talented friends. I don't know. No, yeah. And it's Chelsea and I first met. We initially met to start working together as writing partners. So I already knew that I loved her writing style. So, it was a pretty easy yes. Also, when someone says, hey, I wrote this for you, it's weird to say no, man. I don't know if I could. But it's so thoughtful and lovely, and it's a gift when you get to do anything that actually has some humanity in it. It was just really lovely experience.
I agree. That's what drew me to it. I just worked with Chelsea a couple months prior, and we had a producer in common, Clinton Trucks. Shout out to Clinton. And then she sent me the script, and she told me Deanna was involved, and I've known Deanna for a long time, so I was excited at the prospect of getting to work with Deanna. And then reading the script, it was easy to see her voice in it, and really it's just this sweet story, which the backdrop is obviously something rather dark, but it's really about human connection and the two of us kind of becoming friends before the inevitable end of her life.
It's absolutely terrifying that the real life package was lost and is in somebody's hands.
Right? I keep thinking about that. It's out there.
Yeah. If you guys were sent a package that said literally life or death on it, would you open it?
Is it addressed to us?
Yeah, it's addressed to you. Yeah, it's addressed to you.
I'd be curious. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious. And I don't want to lie to you guys.
Thank you for your honesty. I feel like if it was addressed to me and it said life or death, I'd be also curious and probably open it. If it wasn't addressed to me and it said life or death,
I'd also be curious.
Try and I'd be curious, but I'd also be oh my God, who needs this? And try and bring it to whoever needed it.
Oh, for sure. But also it's I'm terrible. Security guards, 13-year-old mall cops, I will listen to anything. If a box is life or death and it's addressed to me, I'd probably be well, the box is telling me to, so I gotta say yes. I don't know if that's the right answer.
Deanna's a little bit of a rule follower.
He's horrible.
I don't think there's a right answer to that question, to be honest. Martin, you've obviously had such an incredible career. So many different shows.
Now
and
it's
films.
over. Is that what you're saying? Is that where this is going?
This is the end. So
The
many
last
incredible.
interview of my entire life.
Nail in the coffin, as it were.
When a project like this comes across your desk or inbox or however,
my desk.
carrier pigeon,
That's
however
very-
it comes,
that paints
to
quite
you.
a unique picture.
Like, what excites you about kind of dipping into the short film world, and when you work with a filmmaker like Chelsea, like, where's that spark where you're like, oh, there's something here. This is really exciting to me.
Well, mostly I read things in bed, so there's no desk involved. Honestly, especially something this good, it was easy to get through. I feel like oftentimes, honestly, this is a short film too, so it's less of a commitment in all of the ways, but features and a lot of scripts in general it's hard to get past page 20 sometimes because it doesn't compel you to want to know more about the story. And this one, I think, begs the question, why isn't it longer? Which is great. Especially with a short film, that's the kind of question you want people to wonder at the end of it is, why isn't there's more to this story that you don't have the time to get into. But I think it perfectly encapsulates what we needed to and had the time for.
And does the acclaim for it make you think, should I flesh this thing out?
So yeah, I've long said, and it's like a tired response now, if you can solve it with a short, don't overstay your welcome with a feature. But to Martin's point, there's so many ideas that I just didn't put into the short because I wanted to kind of keep it contained. But there's been so much interest in a feature, and initially I wasn't that interested, but I have an idea now that I'm really inspired by, and these guys, I've been talking to them about it while we've been here at South by Southwest, and they have some really interesting thoughts and ideas about these characters and what they'd want to pursue with them too. So yeah, I'm working on it. So I'd love to bring this into feature form. I just feel like there's so much more to explore, especially just because I do feel like we are more disconnected these days from each other, and how can we kind of showcase that so we can break through the noise, break through the tech, break through the infrastructure, and just like see each other as humans, and just have that care for one another,
I want to end on just kind of expanding on that a little bit, like breaking through the tech. Like, obviously we're at South by Southwest. There's so many exciting filmmakers that came through this interview studio this week that are pushing boundaries, doing new things. But I want to kind of go glass half full with the tech side of it. What, in your opinion, as actors, writers, creatives, excites you about this next kind of wave of filmmaking and the technology and how that's going to kind of come along for the ride?
I think so long as we remember that technology is a tool and not a creator, I think that will be the most opportune landscape to explore, right? Is like, as humans, we generate and feel and have all of these things. And if we can have tools that make that more accessible, like, I think that's incredible. Like the democratization of any craft, like music, being able to do it on your laptop, like filmmakers being able to just pick up and record stuff on your phones. God, I wish I had that when I was a kid, And it's like, I think there is this opportunity for unheard voices to be heard thanks to technology. I think right now, in particular, distribution models are shifting in a way that maybe doesn't serve artists as much, but to me, that makes me feel like that there's like this vacuum of someone has a great idea of how to create something great for artists to distribute their work in a more accessible way, which will then even lend an opportunity for more voices to be heard that would otherwise be dampened by the infrastructure that was in place beforehand. So, a lot of people are doom and gloom. I in spite of myself, lean optimistic. But I think so long as we just focus again on it being a tool and see what happens next, I think that there's hope, hopefully.
For sure. Even places like YouTube kind of even the playing field as far as being able to distribute by yourself as and monetize it in some way. So it really just depends on what you're making and how you want to get it out there. But as far as distribution, on the tech side, I don't know, man, it's real complex out there right now. I can't even tell you all the weird shit that they're planning for just our business alone, much less the entirety of the planet. There's so much weird weird stuff going on. People are focused on some crazy shit. But I can't wait to have that hover car, you know what I mean?
Like the tech apocalypse that you guys predicted in Silicon Valley is coming true. Is it your guys' fault, honestly?
Yeah, you could blame us. Definitely our fault.
Oh, you mean the documentary
Yeah,
Silicon Valley?
That's exactly right. Yeah, we documented life and we gave it to you.
Award-winning documentary, Silicon Valley. How about for you, Deanna?
It's terrifying and exciting to see what happens. I'm someone that's gonna kind of hang on the sidelines and kind of just watch a while before I know how I feel about
Eat
anything.
your popcorn.
Yes, please.
It's a good place to end it. Terrified and exciting. That's how I felt watching this short.
Yes.
Well,
Thank you guys so much for entering the den. Appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us
Thank
in
you
the
for
den.
having us. Yeah, this is great.